In my culture, knowing who you are is as important as the air you breathe. I've always known this because my grandmother always told me so. Growing up, I took many different paths, some good, some not so good. Eventually, I married and had 2 wonderful children. That was life-changing for me, and so was my divorce. I numbed my pain with alcohol, and I found boyfriends that did the same. So I had this boyfriend who asked me, after a night of drinking and while I was hungover, "What is all that mall crap doing in your curio cabinet?" I asked, "What do you mean?" He said, "That's stuff you'd buy from a mall. Why aren't your grandmother's moccasins in there? Why don't you have your drum in there? That's what you should display in a glass case." The light bulb turned on. I realized at that very moment that the case, even though full, was really empty. It was symbolic of my life and the path that I was on at the time. Something was missing. I reflected on the past and looked towards the future. How do I want to be remembered? What kind of an example do I want to set for my kids? I went back to my culture. I became sober and I had clarity. I knew if I wanted to save myself from a life of destruction, I had to embrace who I was. My grandmother, my precious grandmother, my mentor, my respected elder, she taught me well. I started to remember her teachings and it gave me strength. I know who I am. I'm like my grandmother, a strong Tlingit woman. I am Kakus Hitan, eagle wolf from Sarkar. My Tlingit name is Gulk, which means petite slave. I'm named after my grandmother's mother, Annie Dalton. When my grandmother calls me, she says, "Hi, little mama." It makes me smile. My curio cabinet now displays my heritage. I take out those precious items from time to time and celebrate the rich culture I come from. I'm proud to be Tlingit. Achlich Gunachchi. Ahu hey da ja in